Hello, crafty friends. This is Michelle with Drunk Mommy. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. I wanted to show everyone this project. Well, first of all, I've been trying to record this video since like Saturday, and anything that could go wrong did go wrong. But Saturday morning, I was about to go get my hair done, and I thought, oh, I'm going to switch out the ink on my printer real quick before I leave. It's been a long time since I've had to switch out the ink. I bought new. It was a different brand, and when I tried to open the cartridges, ink went everywhere. So the first one I did was black, and it was all over my craft room. It was just everywhere. I know I'm going to find black ink and blue ink forever. But anyway, I thought, well, all right, I know what I did wrong on that one. So let's go ahead and do the blue or cyan or however you say that. Let's do it because I know what I did wrong with the black. Apparently no. Apparently I did not, because I made the same mess. So it was just everywhere. It was all over my hands. I immediately grabbed some alcohol. I tried to wipe them with that. I tried to scrub them with Dawn. I had to go get my hair done. So that was Saturday. Today is Tuesday, right? And I've showered, I've scrubbed, I've done everything. And I've got it down to just this little bit where it's still there. Anyway, my hands are not dirty. My fingernails are not gross. But I'm still really embarrassed by it, and I hope everyone can stand it and look past that to look at this really cool project that I have. So a while back, Posh Paper Lady had shown Target back to school was having, you can pick up these little pencil pouches. And so Posh Paper Lady showed them. She attached handles a little bit differently than I'm doing, but I was super inspired by her project because it was so cute. And the idea that she gave was, you're going into a concert or a sporting event. You have to have a clear bag. And, this was kind of perfect, right? Because you could put your phone in there, your lipstick, your credit cards, whatever, and it's clear. But look how adorable this is. Now, these handles, I made my handles too short. And so that's one reason why I want to redo this. But and I'll explain where I got everything and where it came from. But I use mine for my book club, and so I don't have my Kindle with me, but I have a little paperweight Kindle, and it has a little pink cover and everything, so it actually fits like perfectly in here. And then I have my paper, and then I normally have a pink cute little pin in here, but anyway, again, it's probably with the Kindle somewhere. And so I just grabbed this purple one for just to show like kind of what I put in there. So I can put my Kindle in there, I have my paper, and then when I get ready to go to my book club once a month, I can take it to book club. And I thought it was super cute. I'm in love. But and then you can do some little decorative little stuff on there and everything. Actually, these kind of drive me crazy. I think when I start switching stuff around, I'll move these down here so they're not in the way all the time. But anyway, I just thought, how cute is that? And so I thought, well, let me take you along while I make some new longer handles. And these handles, I think I'm going to use, I'll put one, I might have to make it smaller, I will have to make it shorter, and put it on the back of my phone as like a phone handle, and then the other one might fit on my Kindle, because I have a couple of these back on the Kindle to hold it. So I might be able to do that. If not, I might have to just take it apart and make them shorter. But then they'll all match and they'll be so cute. So, let's get started. So I already made one just to get it going. And so here's the one I made. It's the longer handle. And then I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way here. And then I'll show you everything that you're going to need. I have a piece of microfiber cloth here to sort of keep my beads from rolling everywhere. But again, since I've scrubbed my hands so much trying to get the ink and everything off, my fingers are really dry. So now every time I touch, it all goes flying. But if you want to make this project, and you'll need one of these little pouches. That mine came from Target, but I know, like, as far as for the size and the price that they were back in July or August, I can't remember when I picked these up, Target had the best price for the size and everything. But I know Hobby Lobby had them. I think Michael's had them. And yeah, Target, Walmart may have had them. I'm not really sure. But so the ones I picked up had these little feet on the back. So really, if you're sitting your pencil case down, it's just little feet for there. But they did not get in the way of my placement of everything. So I'm gonna put this aside for now, and then I'll show you. So these beads, I picked these up from Walmart. I love the pink. I think they were so pretty. And I don't know, the pink and silver I thought was just really cute. But then once I tried to start putting everything together, I had to use different beads because I could not get my cord to go through these little beads. And what I'm using is 1.5 millimeter just nylon cord. I got this from Amazon, but I'm sure you could get it from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure I've seen it at Michael's before. So, like I said, this is the 1.5. I had originally tried this one here. This one I think is 2 millimeter because I thought the pink would be really pretty. And I was still trying to force it to go through here. It was just too thick and didn't work. In the meantime, I grabbed some of this off of Amazon. Still too thick, so I finally just switched to these different beads. So, you can pick these up at Walmart. The acrylic strand, 17 inches, over in the hobby department, if you want these same beads. If not, you know, who knows? You could probably get a better deal at Hobby Lobby, but I just thought those were pretty. So you'll need D-rings. Now, the D-rings will depend on, you know, how you want to attach your clasps. I'm not even drinking tonight. But these were just what I had on hand. They may be a little bit big, but I know for a fact I don't have trouble, you know, getting them to go through here. So if I had used some of my smaller lobster clasps, so sorry, maybe I do need a drink. I just thought I might have trouble getting them through there. This way I have no trouble. And again, these were just ones that I had on hand, that I've had forever. So you'll need 4 of those, and then these I pick up at Michael's. Oh, that was loud, sorry. I picked these up at Michael's, and And so you get them in the little bead landing department. I know if they are not on sale or you don't have a coupon, they're $9.99. And you get 4 silver and 4 gold. Now these are just they're circles, which I picked up some circles. I thought they were really cute. And then I had also picked up the packages of with the hearts, which I thought were just adorable for these little bags. So that's what we're going to use today, or tonight, is the hearts. And so I'm going to stick with the silver. Now, these apply, the way they apply is, there's a paper backing, you take them off, and literally when you stick them, they're stuck. Like, so, hey, try and make sure you get them on there right. Or, mine haven't came off yet, and I put some on the back of my Kindle and then thought, oh, I wanted to change them. I don't really know how to get them off my Kindle case. Probably you'd have to heat it and go from the other side, but just know, like, when they go on there and they stick, they do stick. So there we go. So we've got 4 of those. We're going to start with these. Something else that I like using with this little project are these beading needles. I just picked these up at, I think these came from Michael's. So I will say, like, again, you can, they will help pulling the nylon thread through the beads, but don't pull really, really hard. If you do, it's going to break. I go through these pretty quickly because I forget that things can break, and then I try to force it. You'll also need some scissors and a lighter. So I am going to start with, and then the other thing, I wanted to show you was this bag of beads. I picked these up at Michael's because, and they're just a plastic bead mix, but I liked them because they've got they had the big hole, and I could get my nylon thread through. So if you want it to look like I have here and to match these, I think there's 11 of these beads, so you'll need 12 of whichever size you want. On this one I used the bigger bead. On the other one I did, my smaller one, I went with, like, if you look at the bag, I think these are like the medium sized beads. Super cute, but this is also only 9 beads, and which, again, it's cute, it's fine, it's really not hard to handle or carry, but I wanted to make some a little bit longer. So this, like I said, I used the whole strand and the big ones this time. So let's get to it and make the other one and see how it works, see how it looks. Okay. So I'm just going to pull off my ribbon here. Now, one thing I want to say is you want to make sure you have enough, because if you don't, it's just so frustrating. So, and this stuff is not expensive, so I go a little generous with it. So I'm going to take about the length that I need. I'm going to double that, and then I'll probably just add a tad bit more. I'm going to cut it off, and then we're through with this and through with the scissors for now. So I'm going to take these and just match my ends up. I'm going to put this end in, and they always get a little crooked. There we go. So here we go, we got it. See if we're pretty straight. We're pretty good. We're not too terribly off. You can pull one and the other, and then just get them on there really tight. Okay, So then, oh, I forgot to pull my beads out. So let me pause. I'll pull out all my beads and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I am going to just go ahead and take these off. Oh, I guess we do need our scissors one more time. Just grab those. And we only need half of those. Okay. And we don't need any of these. So let's just go ahead and get this all off. And, well, that one we don't need. Okay. Get rid of all of these. We'll save these for a different project because I do love using them like on bracelets and stuff. They just weren't a fit for the nylon cord. Alright. Alright. So then I start with, just going to take the ends and go ahead and light them. Just get them a little bit stiff, keep them from fraying. And then for the most part, this first part's easy, and if you're using the bigger beads, you can just take both and just run them through there. And then you can through this one as well. And so I'm just alternating and doing a silver and then the smooth and then the bubble gum or whatever they're called. I'm not really sure. And this will go, it goes really quick, but if you find you're having trouble, you can, you know, you can put one cord in and then the next one and then go to the next bead. But for the most part, if you're using beads about the same as what I'm using and the 1.5 millimeter nylon cord, then you should be able just to get them right in. And if you're having a little trouble, if it's getting a little like weak or whatever, again, we're cutting all this off anyway, so you can just get that a little stronger with, get your cord a little stiffer with some fire by melting it a little bit and then carry on. So right now we've got these on. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off screen and then I'll be back for the next part. Okay, I'm back, and it did not take very long at all. It was really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my D-ring and run it up through here. And I'll see if I can put it on this so you can kind of see. And then I found what's easiest is you can just sort of get it started here. Now, you know, now you've got 3 in here, so I'm just going to pick up one of them and get it started. And then I'll just leave that one there, it's fine. So I'm going to get my beading needle. So if you open your beading needle and you haven't used them before, it's a little hard to get it separated the first time, but after that it's fine. So I'm going to take my needle, or take my cord and run it through the end of my needle and just let it rest and sit in there. And then I'm going to come down here, probably about like 3 more beads or so, somewhere. I have new contacts too, and I can't see great. I'm having to wear readers, so age is not my friend. Okay, so then I'm just pulling it through, and I'm not having to pull hard. If I felt, and when you'll see when I get to this next one, I'm gonna have to do it a little bit different because it just gets harder to pull, but right now it's still pretty easy. So I just pull it on through, and then rather than keep pulling with this, I can then just pull that end out, which it was already there. All right, so then let's go to the next one. We'll do the same thing. I'm just gonna put my cord in here, pop it in there. Here we go. And then, since now I've already got 3 and this is gonna be my 4th, I'm just gonna use my needle to pull it through. Okay, there we go. There's 1. And then let's do 2, 3, and then let's come down here to the same 4th bead. You could go more or less. I don't know. This just seems to be pretty good amount for me. Let's see here. There we go. So I hope you can see that. I'm pulling that through now. Everything's sticking. All right. So now I'm pulling the needle. I'm holding the bead and pulling the needle, and it is a little tighter. Even tighter than usual. Okay. But I think something got caught on there. So, but at this point what I do is I just go ahead and just run the cord through rather than keep pulling with the needle, because if it's tight and you're trying to force it, the end of your needle is going to break, and or it could get all frayed and crooked. But I think when I ran that through, I actually stuck the needle into the cord, so it's just giving me a little bit of trouble right now. I need to, yeah, I think get that apart. So okay, so now we're good. Our needle's done. We're through there. We've got all of our cord in. So now I'm just gonna pull it, tighten it up, get all my pieces tight. You can pull it really tight there. Get it tight. Try and get it up there as far as you can. Pull it, and it'll have like a little bit of a, it's kind of nice, it has like a little bit of a bend to it. But yeah, get it on there tight. And then we're gonna put a knot in. So I'm gonna get that knot. I'm tying the knot, get it in there super tight. And then I like to just flip it around on the other side and do it over here again. There we go. Okay. And then we're gonna test it. It's not coming apart. Believe you me, some of the other stuff I tried, it did come apart. It did. It was so sad. So then I'm just gonna cut it. I might have to go in and cut it a little bit more. Yeah, that one's a little long. Because I want to try and fit this knot up in there and hide it. And I can't remember what I did on the first one to get it to work, but it did pop in there and slide. And then I'm going to grab my lighter. Go ahead and melt it. Move it out a little bit so I can see. See if I'm going to burn myself. Let's see here. There we go. So then you can just twist it and move it and see if you can get that that knot up in there. I haven't had the easiest time getting my knots buried in there, and it's also not the end of the world. You can't really see it. And this is for me, and it's fine. See, like if you look at this one, I can see that just caught my eye real crazy where I did it, but okay. Now let's apply our little hearts, our little attachments. So I have just some alcohol here, my microfiber. Just gonna clean, get all the oils and fingerprints and stuff off. And then just flip it around and not touch it. If I can get them off over here too. There we go. How are we doing? We seeing any oils or fingerprints? Get back on that side. Now, at this point, like, I'm not perfectionist. I don't care. If you wanted to, you could sort of try and measure in here. Now, I think what you want to be wary of is putting it on. Just make sure you're avoiding this. So you probably want to start at the back and then go in, let's see here. If we sort of start at the edge. See, these I just eyeballed and stuck them on, and I think they came out pretty dang good. If I start measuring and getting all crazy, it's gonna be a hot mess. It really will, but it looks like I put that right there at about, let's just say 1.5 inches and maybe 1.25 inches. So let's come in here about 1.5 inches, and I don't know, that looks good to me. How about you guys? Look good to you? I keep this little tape handy all the time to just mark stuff off. So let's just try it and see. Where are we at? About 1.5 inches. It's not great. I'm just trying here to see. I feel like, yeah. Alright, maybe 1.5 inches. So we'll stick that on there. And then if we come down here, maybe about 1.25 inches. So about right here. Not that I'm super, doesn't bother me. Let's see here. Alright. So see if we had that there. Kind of about right there. And let's just do it from this direction. About 1.5 inches. Let's just put that there. See, now I lost it. I should probably just be cutting some of these off. There we go. Let's see here. 1.5 inches. Let's try it. Somewhere around there. And then if we come down, about, let's just put it there. I can't even tell if that's straight. Now I'm getting all nervous. Whereas if I just were to eyeball it, it would have been perfect. Now they're going to be crooked. But I just wanted to sort of stick it on just to get an idea of, to check on my handles. Yeah. See, those are going to be much longer. I think they'll be much better. All right, friends. Here we go. Here we go. So, I'm going to take my little piece of paper off back here. And you can't, I don't know if you can see it, but this glue is sticky. So, I mean, I get my one chance, Fancy. There's your shot. Alright, just gonna stick that on, and there you go. Alright. Pull it too much. Alright. Let's just kind of pop a little bit, and it, as I was getting too close, it grabbed. So, you know, I guess finished is better than perfect, so we get what we get. Now, then when you're on this side, you can kind of eyeball it and sort of see where they're going. I mean, I know it's not going to be perfect, but anyway, let's just try it. Let's see how close I get. We got the back on. Now let's just go ahead and stick the front on. And see. Maybe see how bad I mess it up or how good I get it. Oh, now I'm nervous, friends. Oh my gosh, now I'm too nervous. Now I feel like I need to sort of go through this process again just to kind of see. We're cutting all this out. I can just see it. Just about right there. There we go. And let's just stick it here. Hope my head's not in the way. Well, I think that one was off a little bit. Well, not too bad. Maybe some. Maybe not, I don't know. But here we go. So then you can just flip it in here. Flip it in there. Let's do this side. And let's do it like that. And there you go. I mean, you can't even tell. Like, if they're off and crooked, you just can't tell. Isn't it just adorable? Or is it just me? Am I the only one? I just think it's so cute. But, anyway, and then, yeah, you can go on and make some little, add some little stuff to it. I know I've got, let's see here. Oh, no, there was that one. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look through my stash, see what I can find, see if I can find a fancy one. But anyway, that's, that gives you an idea of what they look like. So here's the kind of the smoke colored and the black. And this is the clear and the white. And then I have one more, I think that's like a turquoise kind of one. So I think I'll do something with it, maybe give it as a gift. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you were able to stay through and keep looking at my nails, thank you, thank you. I promise my fingernails are not dirty, they're clean. But thank you for your time and for watching. And until next time, bye.